Hi, happy Tuesday, guys. This is our first live. I'm so excited for you guys to be on here tonight. I hope you're as excited as I am, but I'm just going to get straight into this, guys, so hop on. And I just want you guys to know my name's Alicia G, if you haven't figured that out already. And I believe when you rise up above the victim mentality, you're able to stop letting the past define you, and you're able to start writing your own future. And I see that in every single one of you. I know that you guys have come on here because at some point in your life, you've gone through some sort of abuse. I didn't define abuse, guys, as you know, because I want to make sure this is a group for girls with all kinds of sorts of abuse, even if it was something that you abused yourself in the past, or sexual abuse, mental or physical abuse. Hey, Chrissy, thanks for hopping on. But I just want to have this training here tonight. The first day of training is all about figuring out where you're at now and taking you to the next level, okay? So the live today said, where are you at right now? It's okay, but it's not okay to stay there. So this training is going to be all about how to see where you're at right now. And I know some of you guys might have done something similar to this, but let's just go on. And I want to first just take a few minutes and just have a big deep breath and release everything. Because this training is so important for you ladies to start off this 5 days with, because where you're at right now is okay. I know we're all in different walks of life right now. I know some of you guys mentioned you guys have kids and dogs at home, husbands, all that kind of stuff. Some people are single, some people are, there's a girl in here who's 13 years old, and they're from all over the United States. So take a deep breath. Where you're at right now is okay, but it's not okay to stay in that place. I believe that when you rise above the victim mentality, you're able to stop letting the past define you, and you're able to start writing your own future. And the reason why I see that in all of you guys right now is because I see you guys on this group. Like Chrissy, I've talked to you many, many times before about, doing something together and seeing where you're at and just encouraging you. And you're here today on this group, and I'm so proud of you for being on here. And all of you guys for writing the messages and encouraging other girls and getting to know one another, and all that kind of stuff is so encouraging to see. Okay, so if you just hopped on, this live is all about where you're at right now. And we're going to do a few activities throughout this training on how to see where you're at and step into the next level. So, okay, so let's do this breath. One more time. We've done it a few times, and this time I want you to say, I am worth fighting for. So I'm going to give you guys a second to just, you guys might be in a coffee shop right now, or all over the world, or with your family, and they might be thinking you're crazy right now, but I'm telling you guys, I am worth fighting for. Okay? And don't just say it say like you would say to your friend. Like you see your friend who's having a hard time, and it's like, you are worth fighting for. And that's how I would say it to a friend, but that's how I need you to say it to yourself right now. So if you're just hopping on, guys, we're just doing a fun little activity right now of just taking a deep breath in. I am worth fighting for. Once you start realizing that, that's when the fun starts. And I know right now you might be on this live just saying that just because I'm telling you to say it and not really getting into it, and that's okay right now. But throughout this live, I'm going to give you lots of different tips on how to actually start feeling that and how to actually start loving yourself again. So I have a few notes here, guys, just so I don't miss anything, because I get super excited in these lives, and then I, obviously sidetrack whatever else. So I have some notes here, and the first thing I wanted to talk to you guys about is I want you to know that there's a time and place for healing and to go to counseling and to have a mentor and all that kind of stuff counsel you. And then there's a time to take action. And I know some of you guys mentioned that you guys are still in counseling, and hey, Katie, you're still in counseling right now, and that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. So this training is really to take that next step of not just going and talking about it or whatever else, but actually taking step on loving yourself again. Okay, so I know a lot of you guys are in counseling or have been in counseling, whatever else. I want you guys to know that this training is the next step. You can do it with the counseling and everything like that. I'm not saying you have to like stop if you're in counseling, but I just want you guys to know like this is for you to take action right now. Okay. So taking action. It's time to take action. There's no better time than right now to take action. I know some of you guys were hesitant about being on this group and you're like, I don't usually talk to strangers about this, or I don't know anyone on the group, and I don't even know you, Alicia, and that's totally okay. I just want you guys to know that right now is the right time to take action. Life is so short, and so when you like start thinking about your past and start thinking about all the things you've gone through, and start like having that mentality of like, oh, I'll deal with this later. Later is going to be like that, okay? It's going to come around. It's some people are talking about 2020 already. I remember thinking about 2020 like it was 5-10 years. Like I had so much time, and it's 2020, guys. So right now is the right time. So if you're on here right now, everybody's on here. I'm so happy to see you guys on here because now is the right time. And so today I want to focus on finding out how these events in your past has led you here today. So I want to do a fun activity with you guys. So if you have a pen and paper or a journal or anything, get that out right now. So I'll give you a minute to make sure that you guys have a pen and paper. If you guys are ready, just, this is an interactive live, but I'm not going to be necessarily talking back and forth the whole time because I want to make sure that I focus on what I'm saying to you guys, and then we'll have time for questions at the end. So get out a piece of paper. Okay. So I want you to write down the very first memory that you've ever had. This doesn't have to be with abuse. This has to do with any memory that just pops in your head right now. And it can be like a funny memory. You're like, why is that the first memory I've ever had? So I remember my first memory was in China. I grew up in China, a little short story, but I grew up in China, and I remember being at an orphanage and my parents having to like pull me out of the orphanage to leave. And I didn't want to leave. I just wanted to hang out with the kids who didn't have moms, and I just want to leave. And so that was one of my first memories. That has nothing to do with abuse or anything like that. So I want to make sure you guys are clear on, just write down the first memory that you guys have ever had. So I'm going to give you 3 minutes to write that down. I'm not going to give you 3 minutes because there's not too many of you guys, so you guys are probably watching the replay, which is fine. But I'm going to give you 2 minutes, guys, to start writing down things that have happened to you. I'm going to, if you need to tune me out, but I'm just going to kind of give you some things on mine. So maybe you might start thinking of some different things. So growing up in China obviously was one of those for me. Moving back to the States and not knowing what Americans were doing. I was in middle school, and so the girls were all crazy. So, and then I went through abuse as 11 to 13-year-old. Dealing with that afterwards, partying, drinking, all that kind of stuff. So, and then, fast forward going to college and working with girls who've gone through sex trafficking and all that kind of stuff. So I'll give you a little bit more time, but what I'm trying to get out here, guys, is this for you guys to freely write things that have led you here to this call at this minute right now, okay? So take some time. You don't have to feel like you have to finish it right now because I'm going to, obviously, this is one of the journal prompts for today, so you have lots of time this evening or tomorrow morning or whatever else to work on that, but just take some time, guys. Grab some water. Anna, and thanks so much for joining, guys. You're just joining. We're just taking a few minutes to write down things from your past that has led you to this moment right now. So what is the first memory that pops up in your head, guys? Start writing those down. Okay, so I know I didn't give you that much time, but I know that you can do this tonight, and so I want to continue with this training and talk to you guys about what this all means. So I want you guys tonight to start thinking about looking back at all the things that just happened to you throughout your life and try to look at it and to start seeing a through line that has kind of been there the whole time. That you're like, oh, like maybe you might not even see it tonight, maybe not see it for a week, maybe in like, 15 weeks, whatever, a year from now, you might like look at it and be like, oh, that's what she was talking about, okay? So it doesn't mean that you have to see it right now, but this is just a really awesome activity to start seeing things that have happened in your life and to start seeing why you're here right now. So for me, it was serving others. That clearly has been through my life, all throughout my life, starting in China, working at orphanages, all that kind of stuff. So me knowing that helped me see that what I'm doing right now is my purpose. When I was doing that activity, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life and if my life even meant anything at that point. So if you're on this and you're just not even understanding, like, what's the point of writing your through line, I understand that, and it will, it takes a little bit of time, but throughout this live and this, training, you'll get to see a little bit more about what I'm talking about, okay? So for me, yes, it was serving others. I know for some of you, you may be looking at this list and, just thinking about things like negative things on this list and thinking of things why you shouldn't be here or why you're not enough or why you don't look beautiful or why you don't love your body right now from everything that's happened, or maybe some of the things that obviously you've had on there are things about abuse and are bringing up bad memories right now. And I want you guys to understand and honor that feeling because it's okay to have some of those feelings about yourself because of the things that have come to you from outside people and maybe even from your abuser and, abusing yourself after that. So all that is okay, but we're gonna work on things on how to move past that, okay? So, where you're at right now, you're on this live with me right here. You're watching the replay right here. It's so important to give yourself grace and to know that you're at the right spot at the right moment right now, guys, okay? I see 50 strong, strong women in this group. And if you don't believe that for yourself right now, you can borrow my idea of who you are and run with it right now. I know I had to do that when I had someone come into my life and say, you are a strong, powerful woman, you're gonna change lives. And I was like, yeah, that all sounds good, but what does that even mean? Like, I'm not those things, okay? And so I'm telling you right now, like, I see 50 strong, powerful women, and I am so blessed to be on this live with you right now. And you can't tell, I am so pumped up and honored to be in your lives because I see so many girls out here that are gonna start loving themselves so much that they're gonna bring it to so many other girls around the world. And so what I look at right now and what I love to look at in my life is like, how can I help one person today? How can I help one person today, okay? And so obviously there's a lot more than one person on this these groups right now, and I'm so blessed that there's more. I had no idea that there's gonna be so many girls on this group, but just start thinking about like, what can you do right now to change your life? It doesn't have to be a huge, huge thing. I know some of us are like, even writing out the events of your past, you're like, okay, I'm here right now, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. I'm here, I showed up. Like, yeah, that is an accomplishment, okay? So like, that could be your accomplishment today. That could be your accomplishment today. And I know some of you guys have kids, so maybe even getting them not to be crying during the live or, entertaining them during this live, like, that's an accomplishment for today, okay? So the next thing I want to talk about is stop talking to yourself negatively. It's not easy to do. Like I said before, there are so many outside things in this world that want to bring us down. But I wanted to start talking to you guys about like how important it is to talk to yourself every single day. I know in our daily planner, I told you guys to start writing down 5 things that you're grateful for about yourself. And that might have been the very first time you ever have written anything nice about yourself. And so it might have been hard. Some of you guys might have been like, this daily task is gonna take me an hour today. But it is so important to start writing that every single day. And not just like writing it just to write it. And of course right now, like you might just be like, I'm grateful for my hair. I'm grateful for, just like little things that like you notice about yourself, and it's hard to like start really deeply thinking about what all you're thankful for about yourself. But I promise you, 5 days later, you're gonna see a little bit of a difference. And if you don't see a little bit of difference, 21 days later, I promise this is gonna be a habit, and you're gonna start seeing amazing, amazing things about yourself and saying amazing things about yourself. So the next thing I asked you guys to do was to record it. So actually take out your phone and record voice messages. You can't see it right now, but I have so many voice messages on my phone that are recordings of me telling myself how awesome I am. And I want to remind you guys that, like, would you go and tell your daughter, hey, you are beautiful, and stand there? No, right? When you look at your daughter, you're probably just like, you are so beautiful. You're going to be amazing. You're going to be a rock star. You're going to like change lives, right? So you say that about your daughter, or you say that about a friend. I know like I can give compliments all day long, but for me sometimes to take them, I'm always like, oh, thanks. My friend got me these earrings, like whatever else it is, But so I want you guys to start just like actually saying those things about yourself in a way that you would tell your friends. So one of the activities I want you guys to do tonight, so like whatever you guys wrote in the morning, the 5 things you're grateful for, I want you to, before you go to bed, if you haven't recorded already, record it as well. But this is one way you can practice these 5 things that you're grateful for about yourself, is look in the mirror. It might be awkward at first, and say, I am so grateful that you are so funny, Alicia, or whatever else it is. I'm so grateful that you care about your kids so much. I am so grateful that you work so hard to provide for this family, whatever else it is, okay? So like, I don't know if you saw my passion, but get into it. And I'm gonna stop using my hands. I like love using my hands. But actually get into it and start feeling those things about yourself. And if this is the first time you've ever done that, it's gonna be uncomfortable. Like the first time I had to write things about myself, like I said, like I didn't know what to write about myself. Like, not that I even necessarily feel like unconfident about myself. I was like, I don't need to say those things. That stuff doesn't matter. But let me tell you something. In 21 days, I stopped walking around like this, or like maybe not even a smile on my face, and I started walking around with my shoulders back and confident. After 21 days of working on myself and loving myself and seeing how far I had come, and not looking at the negative things in my life, but looking at so many positive things that has led me to this moment. Like even for me to be on this live right now, guys, like I'm so blessed to be here with all of you guys who are, giving your time for 5 days to me to let you like know how much you are valuable and how to start loving your body again. So yeah, so I want you guys to start practicing. This stuff might sound silly to you guys. This stuff might sound like it doesn't actually matter, but it does matter. So please tonight, go and look in the mirror and start saying beautiful things about yourself. Let's keep going here. So when I tell you guys to start doing these 5 things that you're grateful for every day and start recording it and things like that, like I'm not just saying that because it's some like woo thing that like, oh, it sounds good to say that kind of stuff. But you have to speak things into existence. You need to start speaking things over yourself because you are so valuable and you are not broken. I see 50 extremely strong girls that I know some of your stories, and I am shocked that you have been here on this like group with me and sharing your story, because it is tremendously hard, and I'm not trying to discount that. I know what you've gone through is so extremely hard, but you are so strong, and you need to start realizing that for yourself. And I could come on here and like I said before, I want you guys to borrow right now my belief in you guys. If you don't believe in yourself right now, I freaking believe in you. And I know I don't even know you guys, but just the fact that you guys, I had so many girls who were too scared to be in this group. I had so many girls who were like, I want to do it, but I don't, I can't, I'm busy. And like the holidays coming around, all that kind of stuff. So for you guys to be on this group is so huge, okay? So knowing that you're so strong and beautiful and starting to write those things about yourself, I want you guys to do another little activity with me. I want you to look at things that make you you, okay? So I want you to start thinking about things that make you unique and different and you. You know, like, so somebody, once asked me, like, what are 5 things that make you you, Alicia? And I was like, what do you mean? Like, I don't even, like, what? Like, I live in Arizona, you know, and he's like, no, that's just where you live. That doesn't make you you, okay? So 5 things that make you you. I want you guys to focus on 5 things right now that make you who you are. And like the grateful things, this might be hard because you probably have never written things like that about yourself, but I want you to start writing 5 things that make you you. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of time, maybe just like 30, 40 seconds on this one, because I want you guys to really focus on this tonight, because sometimes you have to like think about this for a while, and then I'm gonna share my 5 things with you. So go ahead. Take this time just to look who's on. Kelsey, thanks for joining. Alex, Sarah, Naya, hi guys. Thank you for hopping on. If you just hopped on, we're doing this activity about writing things about yourself. Obviously, if you just hopped on, I want you to start watching it from the beginning later as well, just so you can see all of us so you don't miss anything. But right now, we're focusing on 5 things that make you you. What are 5 words that you can use to describe yourself? So I gave you a little bit of time to think about that, but you're gonna have all night tonight and tomorrow. And if you guys feel comfortable with any of this stuff, you can share it with me, message me personally. I would love to hear from you guys, but this is for you in this group. So don't feel the pressure to share any of this stuff. I know you guys have been so awesome already sharing your stories, so I'm sure some of you guys are gonna feel comfortable enough, but if you're not, hey, that's okay. It's all going at your own pace, okay? So I am a servant. I am a hard worker. I am fun. I am an explorer. And I am a learner. So those are 5 things. I might have messed that up, maybe said more. But anyways, those are 5 things that make me who I am. It's so important to start looking at those things. And even if, like, you know, not every day do I feel, you know, confident. Not every day do I feel like I'm a hard worker or I want to learn things. But I know that that's who makes me me, and that's who I want to be. Ultimately, like, speaking these things into existence, like, you have to keep saying those things over and over and over again. And hopefully most of you guys are going to have things like confident on your list, because confidence can save your life. I'm not going to go into all of these things, but guys, I just want to like talk a little bit briefly on confidence. And you know, like, this is obviously the first training. We're going to have a lot more trainings on a little bit more about how to be confident, all that kind of stuff. But just like a little bit of like being confident, like confident can save your life. I want you guys to know, like, it's not just like, oh, like walk down the streets with your head held, like, I can talk, your shoulders back and your head up to like look good, whatever else it is. It's about being confident to show everyone else / abusers / people who want to harm you that you are no one to be reckoning with, okay? So it can save lives. So I want to make sure that I hope most of you guys have confidence. And even if you don't, write it down, start saying that about yourself. And these 5 days are hopefully going to help you feel more confident. So now let's go ahead and go into the next thing. Okay. So what I want to talk about now, guys, is just how to switch your mindset. I know it could be so extremely hard to write any of this stuff down, and you might not feel like any of this. And I know some of you guys have shared with me that you don't even feel like getting up in the mornings, and you don't even feel like going to work or showing up for anyone in your life. And so I know that this is asking a lot of you guys. But I want you to know that a lot of people have gone through similar things as you and have turned out okay. And I know it's hard sometimes to look at that and be like, that can be me. And even sometimes even hearing my story, I've had some of you guys come to me and be like, well, Alicia, you know, you love the gym, so of course you work out. Alicia, you know, you've always been confident, you've always been outgoing, so this is easier for you. But I want you to know, guys, like, I was in your shoes not too long ago. So I want to encourage you guys tonight that you need to start shifting your mind, and it's not going to be easy, but it takes action, okay? It takes so much action. And the reason why I started with you guys with the daily planner is because most of the time you wake up with no direction in your life and expect it to be a good day. And I know I'm not mocking you guys or anything, guys, don't get me wrong on that, because I woke up like that for 25 years and saying that, like, oh, I don't know why it was such a bad day. You know, I didn't read anything good about myself. I didn't, you know, do any self-development. I didn't go to the gym. I ate stuff that didn't nourish me. I was tired and sluggish all the time. Why was it a bad day, guys? Who knows? You know, so like that's why I wanted to start with just like that 5-day, or why do I keep saying 5-day? The planner on how to, you know, have a successful day. So starting off with things like waking up with the alarm clock with music instead of the annoying alarm clock. It's little things like that are gonna change your life over time. So just bear with me if you think I'm crazy and you're like, why in the world would I change my alarm clock to a song? Or why would I have to drink a bottle of water before I wake, or when I wake up? You know, why would I do all those kind of things, like take a 10-minute walk? Just bear with me, try it for 5 days. I don't want you to actually try it for 5 days, guys. The secret is this is a 5-day training, but I want you guys to continue this throughout life. The reason why I did it for 5 days is because I'm going to give you the tools to carry on for the rest of your life in the next 5 days. I'm not saying this is like a 5-day end all, like perfect training, but these are a few steps you can start taking right now. And it's all about taking action. So I want you guys to know that like all these trainings, like lives, like if any of this stuff is like triggering you right now, or has like, you know, sees any, like you don't agree with anything or whatever else it is, like turn off the live, take a second, breathe, and work on either something else, or come back to it later, or come back to your journaling prompts or anything else. And go at this at your own pace. Everyone is different in here. I have like an honor to have 50 beautiful women, strong women in this group. Can't iterate that enough, guys. You guys, like, I'm overwhelmed with joy. I popped out of bed this morning just thinking about all of you guys, and I want you to know like that I believe in you. And if that's all right now, if you can't believe in yourself and you don't see the reason to get up in the morning, if you honestly don't see the reason to live right now, like I believe in you. And I'm here for you. And in these next 5 days, if you have anything that you need, let me know. And so, yeah, so basically like this training today, I wanted to get this out of the way. Hey guys, thanks for hopping on. I wanted to get this training, not out of the way, that's not what I meant to say. I wanted to start with this training about where you're at right now, because it's so important to know that like you've come a really, really, really far, like long way. And I know some people in your life might be like, okay, why are you still talking about your abuse? How many of you guys have heard that? I'm terrible at looking at lives and comments while I speak. But anyways, I know a lot of you guys have probably heard of someone in your life saying, oh, why didn't you tell somebody? Or why didn't you get out of the abuse? Or why would you abuse your body like that yourself? Why would you drink, do drugs, whatever else it is that you abused yourself on? But you know, girl, and throughout this 5 days, I want you to know that the abuse wasn't your fault and that you couldn't have done anything to change the outcome of whoever abused you. And so once you start realizing that, and you start realizing how strong you are going to not only change your life, you're going to change those around you. So I want to encourage you guys tonight to just work on those journal prompts. If you need to go back and look at the live, please do. It's really important to just, these lives like build off of each other. So if you miss one, it's just hard to jump back. So please watch all of these lives. I want to answer any questions that you guys might have about these lives. So if you have any, I will be looking on the comments. Right now is the right time. Take action, Lauren. Yes, it is. So if you have any questions, guys, please jot them down. I'm so, so honored to be a part of your guys' lives. So thank you so much for being on here. And, you know, if you think of any questions throughout the night, pop me a question or a message over to me, and I will definitely get to those. But it looks like there's no questions right now, which I'm so excited about hearing. Obviously, like, I'm perfect at presenting, so there's no questions at all. I'm just joking, guys. But if you think of any more questions later, just let me know. I'm so blessed to have you guys on here. Have an amazing night. Keep up with the daily routine. Look at all the videos. Go back and get to know people. There's so many awesome ladies in this group. So I encourage you guys to comment, post, whatever else. Engage these next 5 days. Give yourself the time to actually take this seriously. Like, I can believe in you for the next 5 days, but it's ultimately your choice to take action, okay? So it's your choice to take action. Go freaking take action tonight. Do something. Do your journal prompts. You know, share with somebody something that you learned tonight, whatever else it is. I care so much about you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and have an awesome night. Bye, guys. Okay, sorry, just kidding, not bye. Anna has a question. How do you deal with those questions from family and people who are like, why are you still talking about your abuse? Okay, that is an amazing question. And ultimately, your story and your abuse from the past, it's exactly that. It's your story. So when people ask those questions, sometimes you need to walk away, for one, take a deep breath, and just think about where they're at. And it's hard to do that sometimes, because sometimes they are coming at you just being really rude and purposely trying to get to you and hurt you. But sometimes, ladies, ultimately, when you haven't gone through abuse, you don't know how to react to others who have. And I know there's been people in my life both ways. I know there's been people who have hurt me because they, you know, should have known not to say that it was my fault, whatever else. But then there's some people who are like, okay, Alicia, why are you still talking about it? But it's because they don't understand, like, how it's a continuous process to heal. So for one, Anna, like, just know that, like, give them grace in some circumstances for asking that question, and just let them know that, hey, I am still working on myself every single day. Me bringing up the abuse is actually helping me heal. And this is the step I'm taking by speaking out about it, by sharing my story or whatever else it is with you, or on social media like I have, or whatever else it is. But just let them know, like, that it's your story ultimately. And so they don't get the choice to, you know, hurt you anymore. You've gone through enough, girl. So just walk away. If it's really hurtful to you, take a deep breath. And, you know, obviously family, like, you're going to be seeing them a lot. And I've had family in my life that have really hurt me in the past. And so, you know, I've brought it up to them and just told them honestly, like, hey, like, you saying that really, really hurt me. And it's not okay, because I could not tell anybody about it because of the shame and guilt and all that kind of stuff that I felt. And so by you saying that it was my fault or whatever, or saying, like, why am I still bringing it up, like, really hurts me. So let them know, because sometimes, like, they don't even know what they're saying sometimes. And ultimately, if they're actually negative people in your life, and if they've continuously brought it up and been like, why are you still talking about this? Like, you should get over it. We've all gone through that, whatever else it is. Then remove those people from your life. It's so important to be around people, and I'm going to talk about this later in a few of the other lives, people around you that lift you up. So hopefully, Anna, that answered the question. Let me make sure I didn't have any more. That's an amazing question, Anna, so thank you for asking that. I look forward to seeing all your messages tonight, and just, if you guys, like I said, if you want to share any of your journal prompts, feel free to post it in the group. You do not have to, so just honestly listen to how you're feeling about any of these lives and how you're feeling about sharing on this group. It is a private Facebook group. And so, you know, like, all the girls on here, a lot of them have gone through the same thing. So I hope you guys are feeling comfortable enough to talk on here. If not, message me directly. And if you don't know me enough, you know, find a friend, whatever else it is. But I hope by now you guys know a little bit more about me and who I am and my heart behind all these lives and trainings in this challenge. So awesome. Have a great night, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow.